afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Memorial Day, Monday, May 30th, 2022. Happy Memorial Day to all. The creative process is a process of surrender, not control. Cue the camera. Creative process is a process of surrender, not control. Many of us created certain emotional and psychic shields as children in order to survive our childhood. These walls were necessary at the time to protect us and keep us safe. Yet, as adults, if these barriers are still up, they are blocking you from feeling love, compassion, and intimacy with others. These walls are also stopping you from manifesting true financial freedom, abundance, and even profound health into your life. If you feel stuck in your relationships with others, money, or yourself in any way, it is because your brilliant light is still hiding behind one of these old, heavy, unnecessary shields. Now you may ask, aren't there some situations where it's good to protect myself? Well, it all depends on how spiritually advanced you are and what lessons you're still needing to learn. If you know you are an infinite being that will never, ever cease, die, the God within that body, then what is there to defend? What is there? That which is real cannot be harmed. So why protect it? Yet, if you're still healing wounds inside the ego and creating an identity that needs certain boundaries, then it will feel blatantly obvious there is something that needs protection. You may need to be as strong as a mountain to stand up for your rights in order to one day let them go. Yet 99.99% of the time, you are not surrounded by angry, hungry tigers, and this defense mechanism is just an old unconscious habit blocking you from total liberation. The need to defend ourselves is what actually makes our egos appear real. The ego, however, is like our shadow. How ridiculous would it be to see someone protecting their shadow from getting touched by sunlight? This is how we look when we defend our egos. If we want to become a superconscious, awakened spiritual being, then we would stop protecting our egos. Any type of defending that we do is just coming from a place of fear, insecurity, and weakness. Defensiveness is about doing no harm on any level to any being. Defenselessness is about doing no harm on any level to any being. It is fully living from a place of peace with all beings, and will only manifest peaceful situations. Whenever you get upset or triggered by others, try this simple technique. Become like a flute that is hollow and light, and allow your breath to blow through you and your triggered feelings. Who knows? Their negative words may start to sound like music to your ears, to your new ears. Even if you are in a long-term relationship and have been hearing sour notes for years, Simply allow that song to play. Allow it to play on through. Breathe into it, through it, and let your body feel it and eventually release it. So we invite you to make the choice right now to never protect or defend your ego. Just ask, whom am I defending? What shadow self is here? And is this aspect real or imaginary? The more we investigate what needs to be defended, the more we realize these are only small, helpless, powerless voices from our past. It may be the same voice our parents or siblings had. If we need to, then we feel this need to defend these shadow parts and then let go. The greater our defense is, the more suffering enters our bodies, and we will soon be forced to let go because we are playing into that which is not real. The universe won't let us buy into the defensive energy for very long because the imaginary always moves to the real. It's easier to see the deeper lessons that life is teaching us once we become an unobstructed channel of awareness. The more we can let down our defenses, the more receptive we can become to the abundance and divine power all around us and inside us. The truth is that there is really no reason to be guarded at all. Who we truly are can never be hurt by the outer world. It is only the ego self that believes it can be harmed, hurt, and destroyed. The timeless infinite consciousness that we are cannot be touched by anyone or anything. The timeless, infinite, pure consciousness that is within these bodies cannot be touched by anyone or anything ever. As an eternal, radiant being, we are impervious to attacks from the outer world. This infinite beingness has never been harmed by vicious words or energy. All negative energy passes right through without touching the beauty of our timeless consciousness. As we awaken more and more to this realization, we will automatically notice the stillness and usefulness of holding any walls up with anyone. These walls block the love from flowing between you. Once you see this, you will naturally take these walls down and let the brilliant light of your infinite nature shine through. So try this for the next 7 days of your life. We invite you to make this radical choice. Be unguarded. Practice it with everyone, everywhere you go. Don't try to defend your point of view or protect yourself from other people's opinions, judgments, or verbal attacks. Simply practice accepting and releasing whatever comes your way. Have compassion for others. Decide to be a powerful and unlimited source of lightness, no matter what kind of energy is being sent your direction. Don't take anything personally. It's very crucial. Many people take things personally. Remember one thing. Your ego is not real. It is not real. Reside in what is real by surrendering to what is deepest inside at the core of your innermost being. Whatever unwanted messages the universe sends you, welcome them and return to resting in the spiritual source inside you. Play with creating a new, unguarded way of accepting yourself and others in each moment. Allow everyone to have their own unique experience without judgment. And look for the deep, eternal loving in all of your interactions with them. When you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. Anthony Robbins. When you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. What kind of glasses are you wearing as you go through this life? Are you wearing poverty consciousness glasses that only reflect back to you thoughts of lack, deprivation, and financial challenge? Or are you wearing your abundance vision spectacles and experiencing an attitude of gratitude that truly recognizes divine wealth throughout your day? And we invite you to take this moment of your life right now and get really curious about how you are usually seeing this world around you. In any situation, no matter how rough it may seem, we've all gone through it, we all go through it, to shift the frequency, the energy, to high, concentrate on the gratitude. We've all heard that before. Attitude of gratitude, so on and so forth. But to be cognizantly clear, very clear about it, and to practice it every day, 24/7, awake or asleep. Gratitude, deep eternal gratitude, opens up the doors, the windows. All the blockages are moved out. See, we have a choice. There's always a choice. You can choose on your own, as you have always done. You choose to concentrate on the negative or concentrate on the positive, which is gratitude. Negative is always saying, well, this isn't going to work, or that's not going to work, or you allow the ego mind to come in and say, what are you doing with this? This is futile. It'll never happen. It's never going to work. And so, ego mind, you're not in charge here. And ego mind will take a back seat, and every time it tries to become in charge, you say, ego mind, you're not in charge here. So you move from a place of deep eternal gratitude all the time, unending. Now, just in an analogy, if you're wearing scarcity glasses, which most people are, you are unknowingly focusing on what isn't working and worrying about what is missing or lacking in your life, as you see only what's missing. Your body, mind, and emotions are permeated with the neurochemicals that create the experience of more fear, doubt, worry, and scarcity. This creates a tower of vibration in your body where you can only manifest experiences that reflect back that frequency of difficulty, poverty, and lack. Now, you can choose. Again, it's always a choice in your own way. That's the good news, that you can choose to take off your poverty glasses, exchange them for new abundance vision. These super clear abundance glasses have powerful consciousness lenses that allow you to perceive what is working, what you are thankful for, where you are successful in life, and to truly feel the awesome divine energy that surrounds you and permeates your very being. You no longer have to settle for a hard-working, tough, unloving life where you are just getting by. It is truly miraculous what manifests when you start seeing your world as a place that is full of joy and abundance. Now, your ego mind will say, it's stupid, it's silly. Don't, come with me. We've done fine together. As far as your financial situation, it doesn't really matter what has happened to you 10 years ago or what you were still struggling with yesterday. It doesn't matter if you have loads of money or are dirt poor or are happy with just getting by. You can still step into abundance consciousness now and begin to feel that your life is rich and full of amazing opportunities. This feeling will attract all the money and goodies you desire. It is okay to receive rich things. We all deserve the best of everything. Everyone on this planet deserves the best of everything. We're all gods in the body, my goodness. This feeling will attract all the money and goodies you desire. It is okay to receive rich things. Even if you've never worked a hard day in your life, you do deserve to take an abundant vacation. What matters most is that you do not postpone another moment of your life and put on your abundance vision glasses today and don't take them off. Make this positive transformation right now by choosing to say no to poverty thinking and focus on where the abundance is in your life right now. It may surprise you to find that it is already here, flowing in several areas of your life. Remember that abundance comes in many forms. You can experience an abundance of love, support, creativity, laughter, friends, imagination, space, peacefulness, playfulness, energy, health, positive thinking, money, and the list goes on and on and on for infinity. The surprising truth is that you naturally are the spiritual source of abundance itself. There are no limits on who you are or who you can be. That's the ego mind that puts those limits. Your very essence is abundant in all ways. You, as an infinite, timeless being, inherently embody an abundance of love, peace, strength, compassion, and on. Since you are abundance itself, all it takes to experience more abundance is to recognize and give thanks for all of the abundance that you already have, that is already you. The more you become aware of your truly abundant inner nature, the more outer abundance will show up in your life. Once you realize and see how abundant you already are, you will be amazed at how quickly you will start to manifest even more abundance to you in the form of financial freedom, amazing relationships, incredible health, and tons of enthusiastic energy. Set aside 20 minutes every day this week, to practice this abundance vision exercise. Get out a piece of paper. Write down all the different types of abundance that are in your life right now. Then focus for the remaining time on how each one feels in your body when you think about it. Notice how good it feels to have each of these forms of abundance in your world. Allow yourself to feel expansive, rich, and free in your body with each form of abundance you find. The last 2 minutes of this exercise are spent in deep, deep, deep gratitude, thanking the universe for providing all of this abundance. And enjoy it. You see, many of us don't really comprehend this or understand it. The universe is our best friend. And when you really start to realize the universe isn't always there, it never makes mistakes. It perfectly, even though you may think it does, everything is perfectly engineered. It is flawless. It never abandons you. It never leaves. It never lies to you, deceives you, manipulates you. It gives you exactly what you desire. Period. Now, you may get yourself caught with the ego mind. We all have. None of us are exempt. Where it takes you into worry, stress, fear, and anxiety. Because remember, the ego is an illusion. The mind's an illusion. The mind creates the ego, also an illusion, to help it as an assistant. They're illusions. And so when the ego mind comes in and says, oh, you can't do that. That's not going to work. You don't have this. You don't have this. You don't have this. What the heck are you doing? See, it is the trust and the belief that we have in ourselves and the universe. We are the universe is us. We're pure consciousness, the God source. You know, you eliminate your guilt feelings of making those statements and those vibrational frequencies on how you were trained and learned and absorbed things as you were growing up. This is who and what you are. Doesn't it make sense that once you tap into that everything shifts for you? As soon as you go into that area of frustration, negativity, worry, fear, instead of surrendering it, you attract more. And it doesn't mean you do it on purpose. You just attract more. And you probably talk to people, they'll say, I don't understand this. It feels like that it's like they think they've got a black cloud following them throughout life. And that's not true. But they believe that. So they create it. This is why staying in deep eternal gratitude, it doesn't matter if you're living in a cardboard box under an overpass and you've got a penny in your pocket. It really doesn't matter. What matters is the power that you have within that body to shift, form, create, materialize anything you desire. It's when we doubt, fear, lose our faith in ourselves, and start to think like the ego mind thinks. That's impossible. You can't do that. How are you going to do that? You don't have anything. This is what happens. And so it negates our ability, the ego mind does, it negates our ability to flourish, expand, unending, to bring in prosperity, abundance, wealth, joy. See, because it isn't out there, never has been. It's always that which we are within these bodies, because we know we're not the bodies. We're not the character, we're not the personality, we're not the mind, the ego. We are the God within the body. We are the kingdom of God within the body. Pure consciousness, however you feel you want to label what you are in that body. We know the body does not last forever. We know eventually we will leave the body and move on. We are pure energy, unadulterated, pure, love light energy. That's what we are. We never cease. We always continue to move, create. We take energy, move it into form, create it in reality. And doing these assignments and on a daily basis, and practicing things because you want to, not because you have to. It's because you want to. And the first thing, as soon as we're in a place of quiet, the first thing that we care to do is relax the body. Now, most of us try every avenue we can, mostly artificial, to relax the body, right? You take a vacation, and then sometimes you get back from the vacation, you need a vacation from the vacation. So relaxing the body doesn't cost any money. You focus on the breath. You focus on your breath. The breath is divine positive energy. Why is it divine positive energy? Well, figure it out. Could you stay in that body without the body having breath? No, you'd have to leave it. The breath allows you and helps you focus, strengthen, literally calm down. You've probably seen people or children or anybody that gets so panicked and excited, the first thing you say is, just calm down, take a couple of easy breaths. Now the God source, the God comes into these bodies, powers them up in a way. Lungs start, everything comes online. Before you enter that body, the mother's God powers it. And then once that cord is cut, you power it. So when you focus on the breath, you do many things. And it's not deep inhale and, just getting carried away. It's easy and slow breath in through the nose, easy and slow breath out through the mouth. And what this does is it stills the ego mind. It stills the subconscious mind. Because you leave them alone. You do not interact with them. You leave them alone. This way you can watch them. You don't judge them. You watch them. They're not your enemies. And you watch them. You watch how the ego operates, the mind operates, because you're the God watching, see? And we inherit those things with the body, the physical form. So as you watch them, you learn about them. That's how we master. It's the only way you're going to master them. And when you look at them, you say, oh, okay, now I understand. Now I understand that when an ego thought comes in, you'll be able to identify it. That's ego. And it'll vanish. I guarantee you. As soon as you start feeling it come in, you'll know it's ego. That's ego. And it'll vanish because you've been able to identify it, not get tricked by it. Now, we have mind chatter. All of us do. I've not met anybody who never has had any mind chatter. And so the mind chatter can get pretty busy, right? A lot of things going on. But focusing on the breath and listening to the breath, mind chatter's gone. We put out over 60,000, each of us put out over 60,000 thoughts a day, without fail, 24/7. Now, we also have programs, they're thoughts, but they're actually programs, flying by like clouds in the sky all day, night, everything, 24/7. They're not ours, right? Just think of all the thoughts that have been generated on this planet over the thousands and hundreds of thousands of years. You kind of get the picture. Have you ever taken in a thought and said to yourself, this doesn't feel right. I don't know, something's not right here. But see, you embraced that thought, you didn't know, and you moved energy into form, created it in reality. So you moved that thought and you gave it energy and you moved it into reality and you experienced it. But did you know? Have you ever had that? Or you go, I don't know about this. Because it wasn't your thought to begin with. There's one way to know if it's your thought or not. You understand that every thought you send out, no thoughts come in. You send them out. You create the thought. And then you send it out to the universe. Now, do we know every thought that we send out? No, we don't. That's what makes life interesting for us. But when you know, okay, I send this thought out. You're aware. And see, you practice this enough, you start to understand. Now, if I lower my vibrational frequency, I'm going to attract that low vibrational frequency into my life. It's not difficult to figure that one out. So you got to start realizing is to think twice before you lower that frequency, because the universe sends streams of frequency to all of us all the time, 24/7. It's constantly supporting us. But we're not aware of that, see? Because the ego mind comes in and says, oh, that's silly. That doesn't work. It's stupid. Because it doesn't want you, number one, to be in the now, because it doesn't exist in the now. And right now, you're in the now. And you're focused on your breath, and you're only in the moment. That's it. Because really, that's all any of us will ever have, the now. Why? Because can any of us guarantee, no matter what age we are, what we're doing in this present moment, can we guarantee that all of us are going to wake up tomorrow morning? I mean, irrefutably, without question, without doubt, can we? No. So you understand that the ego mind exists in the past and the future. Future, past, past, future, future, past, past, future, future, past, past, future. And it wants us to stay there. And by being in the past and the future, we suffer. We make attachments, expectations, attachments to the outcome of things in life. And we suffer because we get disappointed, we get irritated, we get let down. And we're not in the now when that happens. We're either in the future or the past. So by being in the now, it totally relieves and it surrenders so many things that we really don't care to entertain. But it's up to each of us. Then no one's going to force you to do it. No one's going to trick you into doing it. The first thing is to know what you are and who you are in that body. And then you start discovering that you're not the body. The body's temporary. The God is forever. Mostly the civilization has spent its entire existence going where? The material physical world. You know, the truth is out there. We've all heard that before, haven't we? Go find the truth, my son. Find the truth, that the truth is out there. People spend lifetimes trying to figure out what life is about out there, and instead of understanding that everything and all the answers that they've ever seeked outside of themselves are within themselves. Do you imagine, right, that you master this? Some take thousands of lifetimes. Others may in this lifetime. But that you master this through the heart mind, not the ego mind, and your life is always abundant. Always. That's how it was really, truly designed. But since we all have amnesia, we can't correlate. We don't remember who and what we were and are. We don't remember. So we get caught up in these bodies, and we believe, and many, many people believe that they are the body. Why do you think there's so much vainness on this earth? Worried about what other people think and say about us, you know, constantly concerned on how we'll be accepted by the public. That's all ego mind. Now, you've probably met some people that genuinely really don't care what other people think of them. They haven't, it doesn't even affect them because it bounces off. You have probably also met people, if someone said to you, hey, Mike, what are you doing tomorrow? And you were in the now, you wouldn't be able to answer them because you only exist in the now. It eliminates a lot of struggle, fear, pain, sorrow, anguish. Yeah, we have that. We've experienced that. But are we supposed to? You can experience sorrow, pain, disappointment for a year and be good with it. You don't need to have, does it make any sense? The majority of people on this planet suffer endlessly. Worry, stress, fear, anxiety, hatred, revenge. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Does that sound like a God, planet, paradise life to you? No, it doesn't. So you say, well, what is it? Why is that happening? Because we are mastered by the ego mind. And understand that the subconscious mind, it's a recorder. You can look at it as the great hall. Each of us have a great hall. And the subconscious mind is like this, it's a super vacuum. And everything we experience in these bodies, from baby time all the way to adult time and then beyond, it records it. And it doesn't even have to be ours. It can be anybody else's out there. It records it, and then it plays it back. So if you look in front of yourself right now, you find yourself standing in the now. And a crucial thing about this is to practice being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Not just a little bit, at all times. into being the highest of the highest high and the deepest of the deepest deepest and the purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times. You know what happens when you practice something over and over again? What? You do it. It's automatic. You don't forget about it. It just kicks in, and you just automatically do it. We all come down hard on ourselves, kick ourselves, yell at ourselves, get angry with ourselves, ridicule ourselves. Why? When we're divine perfection. Does that make any sense? Lowering our vibrational frequencies. Yeah, I'm not saying it's an easy in the beginning because we've got these other habits that we've developed. But habits are meant to be broken, dissolved. So when you make the decision to move yourself into a higher vibrational frequency through deep eternal gratitude, gentle kindness, generosity, and humbleness with oneself, what do you think is going to happen? You won't sweat the small stuff. You will not take this life so seriously. You will know that you are an eternal supreme being. So you're standing in front of three paths. And you see this through your heart mind. And you're in the center path. Just look at a gold shimmering circle there. And you look on your left and you see path, which is the past. And you look on your right, there's another path, which is future. And you see the trees have formed golden canopies over each path. Shimmering leaves and branches and bark. You see the path itself is a brilliant emerald green, flaming grass. It appears to be grass. Now, there's the one thing that you do notice. You look at the path on the left, the past, and you immediately notice that it is really, really, really worn. It's been used a lot. And then you look at the one on the right, the future, and it too has been really, really, really worn, used a lot. Why is that? And then the path you're standing on, the one in the center, the now, looks almost brand new. So you say to yourself, why is it that those two paths, the past and the future, are so worn and this one isn't? Because the ego mind does not exist in the now. And it does everything it can to keep you out of the now. And it does a pretty good job, wouldn't you say? Now, we all go into the past. We reminisce. Nostalgia, things come up. I mean, you could be driving somewhere and talking with a group of people, and it just comes over you, right? And so you visit it, and you go, oh, that was a great time. I would love to do that again. It was just phenomenal. And we also will visit the times we just weren't too great. And, you might say, okay, so I did this way then, and it didn't work out. So I'm going to try it a different way to see if that works. This is why it's the Great Hall, because we can reference. We go in the past, we reference things that we've experienced, and we enjoy, we kind of reminisce, and then also the things that we boo-booed on, we can, or that we missed the target on, we can kind of redo it or do it differently. So we'll go into the Great Hall, our subconscious mind, and we'll open the door, turn on the light, and see, normally when you walk in a room, what do? You look at the walls and the ceiling because it's a confined space. But in the Great Hall, it is so vast, you can't see the ceiling or the walls. So you go about and you'll pick up some movies, some books, and some pictures. You sit down in the easy chair. There's a screen in front of you. And you'll watch some of the movies, read some of the books, and look at some of the pictures. And again, you reminisce and review things. It's fun. It's an enjoyable visit. But then you don't stay there. You'll take them and you'll put everything away in its proper place, turn off the light, shut the door, and move forward in life. And then on occasion, you'll revisit it. But some of us, and I don't believe it's conscious, I believe it's unconscious, we'll just stay there very well for a long time. And we stay there so long that we end up taking a past, bring it into a future that doesn't exist, create that past from that future and relive that past in that future. And that's why a lot of people say no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, all of us will go into the future, right? We're creating our futures in the now. Everything happens in the now. See? And our futures are not etched in stone. They're written in the sand. The same with our destinies. And we've been told the opposite of that. You can change your destiny. So we get anxious, hurried at times, right? Ego mind's there. And we want to know. We want to know things. There's nothing wrong with that. We get a little anxious and frustrated and irritated. And we just want to know things ahead of time in certain situations. You know, we want to know, it's like, but we where do we go to know? We go to external authorities, card readers, astrologers, crystal readers, tea leaf readers, palm readers, psychics, clairvoyants, just a plethora of external authorities. They're external authorities because you look for them to give you information that you're looking to be satisfied from. So when you're looking to be satisfied, you want to know certain things. When am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? Right? When am I going to have a better job? When I have a better boss? When am I going to get promoted? When am I going to be able to buy that new vehicle? When am I going to have a better house? When am I going to meet the love of my life? And it goes on. So we want to know, when is this going to happen for me? I want to know when this is going to happen for me. People say they're tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting. I want to know now. So the information is given, and we have different responses. Some of us will just kind of look at it and that's cool. All right. Others will take it in and embrace it. Say, this is wild. This is going to be great. Right? So they attach themselves to it. They fixate on it. And what they're doing is they're blocking themselves because they put expectations on the outcome. And there's the others that will say, that's phenomenal. Embrace it and intend it and then let it go. That's how you manifest. Moving energy into form, create it in reality, and experience it. You intend something, right? One thing you send to the universe each time. One thing, not 50 things. One thing. In finite clarity, detail, right? Through your heart mind, not your ego mind. And you blast it out to the universe, and you know that it will be. That's it. You know that the universe is your best friend and ally. You know that it vibrates at a constant high frequency, sending that frequency right into you, through you, above you, and below you. So when you don't tamper with it, why isn't this happening? This is supposed to be happening. I expected this to happen today, and it hasn't happened. That's because each time you're pushing away that frequency, you're blocking it. You're saying, no, I don't need you. So the universe says, okay, so I'll give them what they're worried about right now. I'll give them more of that because it seems like that's where all their energy is. And that's what a lot of people do. It's like when you realize that when it comes to your understanding, in whatever way it comes, you understand that you're not that body, that you are the God source of that body, you are the God. This has nothing to do with religion at all. And you know you're part of all the other gods and all the other physical forms throughout all existence and beyond. That's huge. See, being alone is good. Loneliness is physical, but being alone is good. Because when you realize that all the people that you look at on this planet, that you interact with, you pass by, you drive by, you see wherever, not the bodies, but the gods within them are parts of you. See? experiencing different avenues of physical material life. They're you. Can you imagine that this entire civilization comes to the full realization eventually that it is not the body, that it is the God within, and that it comes from a place of pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude and peace? That's why the civilization has always been tricked, lied to, deceived. Because we're very powerful beings. We always have been. You think that the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the felines, the reticuli, okay, so they have humanoid bodies. What do you think powers that body, the God within it? None of us, the gods that we are any higher than any of the other gods that we are. There's a choice for all of us. It's just a choice. It's a choice that we make. Should be a pretty easy one to make. To keep in that direction, that's a challenge because we're not used to it. You think the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, Amoria, Medantia, Pel, Thoth, Yah, Yeshua, do you think that they're separate from us? Or we them? No, it's the opposite. We're all one, depicting different directions and comprehensions, and learning and experiencing. Like the Ascended Masters, what? They've ascended into physical form, they've mastered physical form, they've ascended out of physical form, they've hurled what? Pure consciousness, God form. What are we doing? We've ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creations. What are the archangels? The God in the archangels is the same God within us. Within their bodies, it's a God. So, see, but they know that we have amnesia. When we go into these bodies, we don't remember. We don't remember that we're the God. So they're constantly trying to remind us. They send us messages. And the biggest message they've been sending us for eons is that isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? And it is. And she says, we don't know. We don't know, right, who and what we are because we have this amnesia. So how can we compare? Really not. So the only way to do that is to go the journey within and discover it for yourselves on who and what you are. And then open the door to the God that you really are and not the body. For instance, as a ball of light, pure, tremendously omnipotently powerful energy is what we are outside the body. You know, forget about the movies and carrying your image somewhere. Instead of that, you leave the body on the planet, you leave it as a ball of light. That's what you look like. You don't look like who you were on this planet in physical form. Does it make any sense? Why would you carry that? You wouldn't. It's your ball of light. And you don't taste. You don't have a nice dinner. You don't laugh. You don't smile. You don't cry. You don't make love. You don't kiss. You don't hold hands. You don't take in nice spring air and feel the wind on your face. You don't sleep. You don't see through these eyes. You don't touch. You don't feel. Can you imagine not having any of those experiences? You can see why us gods are so enticed by entering physical forms. We don't all enter humanoid forms. There's other forms that we enter to experience. Trees, birds, bees, flowers, rocks. See? And anytime you want to know what it's like to be any of those forms, go into a meditative state in silence. Focus on your breath. And for a brief moment, you'll know exactly what it's like to be whatever the object is that you're wondering what it would like to be. Remember as a kid, did you ever look at something and try to wonder? I wonder what it would be like to be that frog or that tree. Or I wonder what it would be like to be the water or the fire. We are constantly creating things. We are focused on this planet right now, have been. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world. Now we're consciously aware, which means that we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. We know we're the God in the body. We know we're not the body. We're consciously aware to a certain extent. And this planet is being liberated. It's being washed, cleansed. On it, in it, above it, below it. And since, understand, we are part of everything and nothing. We are part of it all. We are gods in all the forms and shapes and everything. In existence and beyond pure consciousness. So we've determined that the turmoil on this planet has lasted long enough, and we don't care to have it anymore. So it won't be anymore. It's that simple. It's not complicated, because we hold ourselves in much higher vibrational frequency through the heart-mind and the love that we are. So all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies will cease to exist, because we've moved into higher frequencies. They fall lower, we ascend higher. The higher we go, the lower they go. And yes, there are frequencies, dimensions, however you want to configure them, that have zero lower dark matter survival matter frequencies. They're not even on the lower bottom. They're just not there, because their frequencies are too low to enter that such high frequency. Now, we're all gathered, but we're really not gathered because we're all one. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. We're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy, is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. It continues to intensify, and it continues to expand and grow. We immediately form a massive white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Ariadne, now. This light emanates from the gods that we are, the pure love that we are. And it's flooding, saturating, and permeating this planet and all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. It's inescapable. And it's infinity and beyond. In fact, this light is so bright, you could take 1 trillion suns, group them all together, they would pale in comparison to this light. It is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. Now, we begin to ascend above the planet. We come into full contact with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, it's not like an ocean of glitter you'd see on this planet. It's way beyond that. So we take things that we believe that we can identify what it really looks like, that we're familiar with on this planet, which would be a grand finale fireworks display. and a grand finale laser light show display. And then, but all super intensified and much larger. And then we take a ballroom globe, you shine light on that ballroom globe that's got faceted mirrors, and it floods the room with light. Except again, these are like 1 trillion times more intense and large. We combine them all into one massive crescendo, and in one burst of light. That's what the ocean of glitter is. This is about as close or near we can get to it on its description. We look at all the reflective points in this ocean. They're everywhere. And we notice they're little tiny microscopic perfectly etched mirrors, so we enter them, and we discover something phenomenal, that all of us, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, whatever planetary system, whatever universe, are teaching each other, learning from each other, all the time, infinity and beyond. You could watch your pet, your dog, your cat, your bird, whatever, and they teach you certain things. Now, you either pay attention or you don't. And if you don't pay attention, you're usually too absorbed into the material physical world and the evil mind. Trees teach us, right? You have two trees. You've got an oak tree and you've got a bamboo tree. Oak tree teaches us to be firm, strong, resilient, powerful, steadfast, right? But yet the bamboo tree teaches us to be flexible, to bend with the winds, to not fight the might, and to flow easily. So everything teaches us something, and it's up to us whether or not we're going to learn. What God is everywhere. The gods within those trees are experiencing those trees. They want to know what it's like to be a tree, a rock, a bush, a bird, the water, fire, earth. What is it like to be that? Isn't that fascinating? How could we ever get bored in this life? You get bored when you exist in the material physical world with expectations and attachments. Now we're immediately met. We create columns of light to remind us the gods that we are within these bodies, right? So we're met with the emerald green flaming healing light column that Archangel Raphael carries. And this column reminds us, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the power of healing these bodies. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming column of light that Archangel Michael carries. This column of light reminds us all, the gods that we are, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. And then we're met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we all created to remind us all that inside and out, head to toe, we are protected at all times, 24/7, with this white fire armor. And the white fire armor is the deep, pure, eternal love that we are all made of, the gods that we are in pure consciousness within these bodies. So we can't be harmed, right? Violated, manipulated, seduced, because of these frequencies that we hold. So no attachments, no demon possessions, or anything like that. They can't sustain themselves, the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, because our frequency is so high. They'll vanish, so they stay away. So you're protected forever. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency, whether consciously or unconsciously, low enough, your hatred, anger, greed, revenge, fear, worry, stress, anxiety, hurriedness, envy, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough, create a breach in your white fire armor, to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies come flooding in. Then there's all kinds of things that are possible. Demon possession, attachment, and many other things. Remember the frequency. So we do decide to do that. We're immediately met with columns, a double column of light that we created to remind us all. The first part of the column is the purple transmuting flame. This reminds us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. Then we're met with the second part of this column of light, which is the violet ray. We created the violet ray to remind us all that we can bring it in right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that all of us, the gods that we are, created to remind us that we are the sun, the sunlight, the rain, the rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the clouds and the skies. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the trees and the forests and the soils and the animals. We're everything. Everything is us. Always has been. Now, through the head, the eagle mind, we look at a sunset or a sunrise or an ocean front or a mountain view or a starry lit night sky or the rainbows, and we say, "Isn't that beautiful?" Through the ego mind, which tries to convince us that we're separate. And we say, "Yeah, that's beautiful." And it is, because it's you. It's all of us, the gods that we are in these bodies. So through the heart mind, you view something so spectacular. And you say, "That's the God that I am." You don't do it through the ego mind. It's through the heart mind. That rainbow, that's the God that I am. Because you see, we've all been seeped into this illusion of separation. And there is none. There never has been. Now we continue to ascend above the planet. And some of us who are carrying physical form decide to step outside the physical form and hover effortlessly above it. And why do we do this? Well, we can, and it's fun. We come into contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created it. Well, creators. And it's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we see this golden white bowl of light. It, in turn, is surrounded by multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. In turn, this creates a super bright, misty, sparkling cloud. And it's absorbed through our heart minds. And it's like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. Now, at the top, and we understand that all of this is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. At the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, infinity and beyond, as it's doing right now, flooding and saturating all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. This planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. We're drops of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is deep, pure, eternal love. We also hold the essence of it. Golden oceans of drops, drops of the golden ocean. The only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds nearly 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. These meditations continue to intensify, grow, and expand. All focused on the cleansing of this planet. Complete liberation from lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. 7 days a week, every day, sometimes a couple times a day. Think about that. For over 4 years. That's changing many things on this planet. On it, in it, above it, below it. And moving and moving and moving more and more into higher vibrational frequencies. This planet can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. You can see it. You can tap into it. You can see what's going on this planet through your heart minds in meditation. You see all this black goop, right? It's blacker than any black you've ever viewed. We're talking about the AI black goop. We're talking about all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, all the corrupted souls, the twisted pure evil. And you see that this matter is literally lifting off the planet. And we've created a field, a golden, white, pink. You can see through it. It's transparent, but you can see the shimmering of the golden, white, pink light. And as it passes up through our atmosphere, everywhere, evaporating, you can see like little flashes, and it gets less and less and less. Now, we create the sky as a golden, white, pink sky, shimmering. And as this dark matter continues to elevate, to ascend, it just gets less and less and less. Any of it that makes to the sky, and one big flash is gone. This is what's transpiring. Lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, due to the high frequencies of the collective consciousness that have determined that this no longer shall exist on this planet. And it will be permanently eradicated and disintegrated. That's what's happening. So the agitation of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies is very high as it's being eliminated. We are all here to share love and be loved. Love is the cause of joy in our lives, and fear is the cause of all suffering. And each moment is our choice as to what we wish to experience. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. take an easy breath in, slow, through the nose, and an easy, slow breath out the mouth. Be still. Tapping into the infinite source is not easy. It is effortless. Just be still. Go within. Stay there. Explore the deepest silence you can imagine. Observe the mind. Listen to the thoughts. Soon you will glimpse the reality. And in one instant, you will understand the most powerful realization of all. Who you truly are. After one moment of this, you will see you have the power to manifest everything you think. Everything you think. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, into the following morning. And we will return here Tuesday, May 31st, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our Global Guided Meditation call. And we will be here Wednesday night at 9 p.m. for the Time for Change call, and Friday, 9 p.m. for the Reverse Aging Health call.